All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the Navigating Canvas video. In this video, I'm just going to kind of show you around our class Canvas shell and talk you through the different aspects of Canvas and how we're going to use it this semester. So first things first, you're going to notice that there's this purple bar. That's just because I'm in student mode so that I can see it how you guys see it. And that way I know something's not formatted correctly or whatever it might be. So when you come into our Canvas page from the dashboard, it automatically takes you to our home page. This is what our home page looks like, and this really isn't going to change throughout the semester. If you've already been playing around with Canvas, you might have already noticed that these links are live, so you can click on them and they will take you to specific parts of our Canvas page. There's also this little About Me section that you can read if you want to. But we're going to go ahead and just view the course syllabus. So if you click on this link, it will take you to our syllabus. That's also in this area over here to the left. So you're going to see that it took us directly to one of your tabs that comes up on the left-hand side. And that is true for the other one as well. So if you click for Help Navigating Canvas, click on that link, it takes you to a page. So this page specifically will take you to anything you might need. So if you need to figure out where the bell ringers page is, you can go ahead and get to that from our homepage, get to our Navigating Canvas, click on the bell ringers, and voila, it comes right up. So really quick, talking about pages, this is kind of a confusing part for a lot of people. So pages, if you go back to this button, view all pages, you're going to see several different pages. Actually, if you click on pages, it's going to show you the home page. And this is what you see when you are on this home button on the left-hand side when you directly log into our Canvas page. So if you click view all pages at the top, you will see several pages listed, and this will get longer as the semester goes on. So you see the Navigating Canvas page that I just showed you. You also see the bell ringers page, which we'll talk about a little bit in class. But essentially, if you are in my classroom and there is a bell ringer, the question will be right here that you needed to answer in case you're absent or you missed it or you came late to class. That bell ringer question will be in here for you to make up on your own time. So that way when we do the bell ringer checks, you have all of your bell ringers complete and you'll be able to get 100% on that. The other thing that you might see is this experimental design unit 1 page. And I'll do this for every single unit. It's just going to link you to some practice stuff, some extra help videos, maybe some diagrams that I find useful. And I'll break each unit up into the major parts, and that way you can have any extra help that you might need. And like I said, as we go on, you're going to have Unit 2, Unit 3, Unit 4. There might be other pages that I create. So that'll all be in this pages section. We go back up to our home page. We'll just start working our way down. The announcements, I'm really only going to post announcements probably once a week. I'm not going to try to bombard you with announcements every other day. It's overwhelming, and I know that. So I'm going to try to keep this to a bare minimum. If I have things I want to remind you of, I will put that in this. It's kind of easier than sending out an email. That way everybody gets the same information at the same time. The next section is the assignments section. So this is where you're going to see all the assignments that are going to be graded for this class. Even the ungraded assignments can technically go in here. And as I'm recording this video, there's only 2 assignments posted. But when you're watching this, there's probably more assignments, and they probably are dated. They have a due date. So you have the option to show them by date or by type. And what that means is these are assessments, these are non-assessments. And if you read the syllabus, you would know assessments are things like labs, projects, quizzes. Non-assessments are pretty much everything else. This little icon right here, that means that it's an assignment. Even though it's in the assignments category, this means that it is something that you're going to be turning in. And this little icon means that it is a discussion, which we'll get to. So you have the option of viewing it how you want to view it. So, this is also where you'll submit assignments. So you can come in, click on whatever assignment. There might be a link to show you what it looks like. There might be a rubric in here. You'll go ahead and submit assignment. You can do a file. You can do a URL if you have that. You can link it to your Google Drive. All of those things are possibilities for how you turn in your assignment. The next category is modules. So think of this as kind of the backbone of our class. This is where you're going to find everything that you need to be successful, whether you are in my classroom or you're at home or you're in another part of the school. Everything you need is going to be in here. So the top thing that you're going to see is the important files, links, and information. So there's that Navigating Canvas page I told you about, a link to the syllabus, a link to the Flynn Scientific contract, a link to our learning standards, and then the bell ringers page again that I showed you earlier. Now you do have the option, if you don't want to see these things, to make them disappear. Obviously they don't really disappear, but if you don't want to see them, I totally get that. Now, our class is going to be set up in weeks, so that way it's just easier to structure. It's easier for you to know what we're on, and it's going to be easier if you have to be isolated at home, or I have to be isolated at home, or we go totally remote, that we have this kind of setup and we understand what that's going to look like. So when you open that module, and yours might have more assignments and stuff in it now, because I am recording this 2 weeks before school starts. But basically, the first thing you're going to see on here is our weekly schedule. The weekly schedule is going to be your best friend. So you click on that. It's going to tell you what week we're on, what the days are, and essentially what we're going to be doing. So if you're in class, this is the activity that we're going to be doing. Now, let me just make this clear. If you opted in to the home learning option, or you are at home in isolation or in quarantine, you are going to zoom in to the face-to-face options or the face-to-face activities. The assignments that are due are all online. Do it on your own time. And this is going to make more sense when we kind of figure out what the school year is going to look like and we get used to that and just understanding the flow. So half of you might be in a different classroom and you're going to be working on the assignments that are due while the other half are face-to-face, and then we'll switch. So the half that already did this is going to come and do this, and the half that already did the face-to-face is going to go ahead and do the online assignments in a different classroom. Unless you're first block, in which case you're in my classroom 5 days a week, and we're going to do both of these things together. First period is maybe lucky or cursed, depending on how you look at it, because they get to see me 5 days a week. But anyways, that's the modules category. Again, week 1, you're going to see everything that there has to be, that you're going to need to complete the assignments and what we're doing in class. So, if you want to get to the sketchnoting assignment, you can click on that. It'll take you to where you need to go. And if you need an extra copy of a worksheet, that's where you're going to find that. A lot of the worksheets you're going to be doing on your own, and we're going to go over them in class, so you'll be able to get copies of those in here. Now, you don't need to print them, but you can if you want to. There will also be extra copies in my classroom. So like I said, this will be set up by weeks. There will be week 2 posted probably Sunday night. I'm going to try to get every week posted the prior Sunday, just so that you can kind of see what the plan is and figure out assignments and all of that good stuff. So the next section is the grading section. This will probably look different for you. Again, there's probably more assignments in here. So this is where you'll see everything that's going to be graded and where you'll see your total grade. If you read the syllabus, you would know that there are only 2 categories for weights. You can see this over here. There's the assessment category, which is labs, projects, and quizzes. There's the non-assessment category. That's pretty much everything else that we're going to be doing. I made that worth more because I think that's more important. The things that we're doing in class, the experiences that you're having, the discussions you're making, all those things are important. So it is weighted more. Now, with that being said, you can sort the assignments however, you can sort your grades, I should say, however you want, by assignment group, due date, module title, whatever you want to do. You also don't need to worry about this section because we're not using that. So I would have loved to use that, but I don't think it's set up with PowerSchool. So we're going to have to keep this how it is, and you only need to worry about the assignments tab. Another good thing about Canvas, it's syncing our grades that are put in Canvas directly to PowerSchool. So anything that goes in here will also be in PowerSchool. You really won't need to bounce back and forth too much. But if you do and you happen to notice that something is missing, please let me know that so that I know there's an issue syncing the two. Okay, next section we already talked about is the pages. This is just where you can find, if you click on view all pages, you'll see any extra practice with the Unit 1 stuff. You will see navigating Canvas, the home page, the bell ringers page. There will be more pages added here. The syllabus, pretty self-explanatory. You're not probably going to need to use this very often, maybe if you want to know what the next unit is. But other than that, you probably won't click on this too much. Then we have discussions. We're going to be using this on and off throughout the semester, but any discussion that we need to be having virtually, you will see on here. So this is an example. This is a graded discussion. You need to watch this video, answer the following question. So you'll watch the video, hit reply. You'll go ahead and type, I think sketchnoting is blah, 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 blah. Don't type that. You're not going to get a grade. But you'll be able to type your post. You will then, once you submit your post, be able to see what other people have posted in our class. Now, with that being said, part of the 5 points, and I don't have the rubric on here, but you will see that eventually. Part of the rubric is that you reply to 2 other people. So reply to 2 people in a meaningful way, not just saying, hey, I agree that sketchnoting is this. Think of something else, okay? So make your replies meaningful. These will have a due date once I post that. This will probably have a due date by the time you're watching this. So the next section is the people section. This just tells you that everybody that's in our class. This actually tells you everybody that's in block 1 and block 3. So we're actually all in the same Canvas shell together, which is kind of interesting. But I will be able to create groups in here if I want you to work with somebody on something. If I create groups based on if you're in my class Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, that might go in here. That's going to all depend on what administration decides when we get closer to the school year. Like I said, I'm recording this 2 weeks before school starts, so there's still a lot of unknowns, but we're getting there. There's also going to be probably a quizzes section that'll show up on the side of your Canvas page once I create a quiz. But it's not on mine right now because there are no quizzes created yet. So don't worry too much about that. Finally, you'll see the Files tab, which you really won't need that much unless you're digging for a specific file. Or if you want to look at my biology memes folder, which I do have one meme at the moment, Biology is Life, which is funny. Anyways, you can click on Unit 1. You'll see all the files that we do for Unit 1. If you want access to the important files, you can come on here too and do that. But really, that's Canvas in a nutshell. That's how we're going to use it. There will also be, probably in the modules, there will be the Zoom link for each specific class. So for first period or first block and for third block, you'll see a Zoom link in here in case you are isolated at home or chose the at-home learning option. So that's another thing that we will talk about once we dive more deeply into this school year. But for now, that is Canvas. That's kind of the starter information that you need to know. So I will see you all in class.